And big hands together for me. We start the comedy. Well done at the front there. Lovely. Good. Welcome to the Red Lion. Welcome to the comedy night. Are we excited? That's the correct answer. Well done. Give us a cheer if you've been to a comedy night before. That wasn't the question. Give us a cheer if you haven't been to a comedy night before. Good. We sound a lot more optimistic. Let's just lower those expectations now. It'll be fine. Give us a cheer if you've been to a comedy night here before. No. Again, that wasn't the question. That was give me an answer. That was give me a cheer if you have. Not give me. Yeah. Good. Good. So who's local to here? This is their local pub. Give us a wave. Give us a cheer. Wow. So. You're welcome. I brought in all these people for you. That's what we've established. Well done. You get paid £1,000. No, only in my dreams. Good. Well, welcome to the comedy. We'll just do some ground rules before we start. Comedy's a funny thing where we do sort of need a bit of engagement, a bit of what's the word I'm looking for? Fucking listen, basically, is what I'm saying. It's fine. I'm going to be chatting to you. The acts have got some jokes, got some proper jokes they want to do, and they do require your ears if they're going to be funny. If you talk over them, it ain't going to work. Yeah. God, I feel like a teacher then. See me after. No, don't do that. I could do that, couldn't I? Yeah, I've got this. I could lob this at them. Try it. Yeah, if phones off or on silent, that'd be great as well. We've got 2 breaks, so if we can wait to the breaks to buy drinks as well, because that gets a bit noisy. And yeah, no heckling. You can heckle me, do what you like. We'll have a bit of fun. We had some fun with you earlier. Not like that, madam. I'm getting married. I'm very, very touched, but not like that. And yeah, we have fun. Good, nice. Well, welcome. I mean, I've just laid the ground rules down, sir, and already been ignored. That's what's happened there. Good. Are we all right? You all right? Just and having a conversation at the same time. So, what's your name, madam? Elaine. I've laid the ground rules down, and you just went, well, fuck it, I'm going to ignore him and just carry on. So as I was saying, Sandra, is it Sandra? You look like a Sandra.
Martin, sorry, Mark, just to lay one rule down that we won't be serving whilst people are up there on the right.
I did that one.
Thank you.
That's right, it's not the first rodeo. It's my last, by the looks of things. Anyone would have thought this is his pub, wouldn't you? Yeah. Oh, it is. And what is your name? Debs. Right, means Debs. So we've got Elaine and Debs. Elaine.
I was just turning my phone off.
You were just turning your phone off, and you were telling.
I wasn't talking.
No, you weren't. But by association, being dragged into the shitstorm, I'm afraid. Collateral damage. So you are now her minder. So your job for the rest of the night is to keep Elaine fucking quiet. All right? I did warn you early on. I did warn you. You said it was fine, and in fact, you got your child to stick the finger up at me. So that is where we started the night. You started that. Put it this way, she's going to learn many new words tonight, and that's a positive. Which she knows them. That says more about your parenting than mine, sir. Oh, is it not your child? Oh, okay.
It's not his either.
I mean, it's Swaffham. It's confusing. This was Swaffham's a bit like if Jeremy Kyle owned a town. That's Yarmouth. So do we know the parents? Have you just adopted a child? No. This is bold. Like even Madam McCann's captors didn't. So whose child is this? Barmaid. Okay. There's going to be some swearing. Are you alright with that? Yeah, I ain't got no choice now, really. I mean, she's here. Did she pay to get in as well? That's the next question. Can I see some ID, please? Yeah. We're watching Peppa Pig. So if we could be quiet for Peppa Pig, that'd be great. I want to know what happens with Daddy Pig. Does it get made into a sausage or not? That's what I want to know. They never did the abattoir episode, do they? They never did the abattoir episode.
They're making bacon.
They're making bacon. Yes.
No, that's bad.
Our first act of the night is what's your name? Joe. Nice to meet you, Joe. What do you do for a living, Joe?
I'm a nurse.
You're a nurse. Cool. Whereabouts?
Queuing.
Which is hang on, they're just letters now. Queen Elizabeth, that's in King's Lynn. Cool. You've had your moment. I'm finding out about Joe, alright? Joe's far more interesting than whatever you're talking about. I'm sorry, Joe, I'm sorry. It's the last time I invite my mum out. It's she's not my mum, obviously. It could, so Joe, okay, so A&E. Oh, nice. And it's, what's the right? The question. Because my other half's a nurse, gynecology, so she knows a twat when she sees one.
I don't know much about them, but we'll take a look.
We'll take a look, exactly. You know, part-time, I like to keep a hand in. And, well, hey, my favourite question I like to ask nurses is, what's the most interesting thing you've seen inserted in someone?
Butternut squash.
Butternut squash. Now, I have follow-up questions, Joe. Was this a whole butternut squash, or was it portioned, or was it like a jam? A whole thing?
The whole thing.
What was it? What was it? Could be. It had butternut squash jam. Who knows? It was jammed. That's why he went to see Joe. And I forgot Debs. There we go. I will know everyone's name by the end of the night. That's how we're going to do this. And what was the excuse given? Man or woman? Man or woman? Man. Right. Even better. What was the excuse given? Please.
He was very honest, actually.
He was very honest.
His friend put it there. but
His
they
friend.
weren't-
So there was others involved, and they weren't talking anymore. No. It's one of those things that you don't even bring up at Christmas, do you? No. Weird. Okay. And who are you with? Is this your fella? Yeah, hello fella. We've met before. We're at Bits and Tits Festival, as you reminded me. Yes, it's exactly what it's called. It was a bikers festival, wasn't it? And I'm going to remember this. It's a festival for no, that's why I was booked. Which one am I? No, it's a bikers group, and you celebrate the fact you're not associated to any clubs.
That's right.
Yeah. Ironically forming a club on your own. Good. Are we just aware of the irony there? Good, yes. I didn't bring that up at the time because I wasn't that brave. Nice, okay, what do you, I can't remember your name, sorry.
Deco.
Deco, right, nice to meet you, Deco, and again, rather. And what do you do for a living, Deco?
Retired.
You're retired, what did you do?
Retail manager.
Retail manager, what shop?
Harry's.
Curry's. Computers and shit. Yeah, okay.
Shit.
Okay, so yeah. Like a question I like to ask all my retail workers is, what's the weirdest thing you've seen with someone insert inside themselves? I've only got two questions.
55-inch TV.
Yeah.
Sideways.
Sideways. Yeah. Yeah, I've got two questions. What do you do for a living, and what can you insert up yourself? They're my two questions for tonight. So if you could all start thinking, that'd be lovely. I will come round to all of you. We'll find out what you was it. Butternut squash. Do you recognise this woman? Do you recognise? Have you been to King's Lynn, sir? Yes, you have.
This was the Isle of Wight.
Oh, is it on the Isle of Wight? Oh, the plot thickens.
Yeah.
Isle of Wight. I didn't realise they had such exotic foods as butternut squash in the Isle of Wight. They don't need black people, so what the fuck are they doing with butternut squashes? Literally, they don't. And that isn't, no, if you're making this racist, that's your problem, not mine. The Isle of Wight, I used to live down in Southampton, and we went to Isle of Wight for a day out, and I was training I was in the Navy, and I was training to be, yeah, thank you. We'll get onto that bit in a minute. I was never confused, just curious. And we went to the Isle of Wight, with, four of us went on the Isle of Wight. One of our friends was black, he was from Bermuda, and we went on the Isle of Wight on the ferry, and as soon as we touched land in the Isle of Wight, their jaws just dropped and went, what the fuck is that? And what made it worse is that he bought a toy gun from a gift shop, but we won't go into racial stereotyping. Honestly, what's that? No, who whistled at the Navy? Was it you? Yeah, of course it was. Don't know what that was supposed to mean. But no, honestly, I was in the merchant Navy, so it's commercial rather than military. But the Navy's got this stereotype. You are correct. This stereotype of being quite homosexual. That's why you whistled, or you're just practicing your whistle, trying to show off. Just showing off. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. But no, it is. I was trying to be a navigation officer in the merchant Navy, and so. To learn to be a navigation officer, you have to do some exams, and these exams are called the oral exams. There's two more, wait for it. To study these oral examinations, you study a document called MGN 69, couldn't make this up. And then to do your sea time, you log your sea time in what's called a seaman discharge book. Honestly, they are not helping themselves. It was like carry on cruising, that's what that was. Good. Cool. So what's going to happen tonight? We're going to have these lovely, funny people on for you tonight. We're going to have two breaks. The first one we're going to have is Josh James. We're going to have a break, so you can grab some drinks, and then we're going to have Liz Davis and Jimmy Rodiger. Then we're going to have a break, and we're going to have our fantastic headliner John Mann, and then we're going to have a break / some karaoke. So who's here for the karaoke? Specifically for the karaoke, you could not care less about the comedy. Is that what we're saying? Okay. Well, you're going to get talked to in the second bit, don't worry. So yeah, I hope you have a great time. Give the acts a lot of love, give them a lot of attention. They have some very funny acts, and we're going to have a great time. We up for this? Yeah! What's your name, sir? Sorry. Nathan. Nathan, nice to meet you, Nathan. And that's with a TH or 2 Fs. What is it? Nathan. Right, cool. So Nathan, what I'd like you to do is give me my cheerleader, if that's all right. Yeah, that's good. So you're going to start the applause, start the whooping, start the cheering. That's going to spread around the room, and we're going to welcome Josh James to the stage. Is that all right? Yeah. Good man. Go on, Nathan. Start the applause, start the whooping, start the cheering. Okay, welcome to the stage to Josh James. Keep going. Thank you. Hello. Fucking hell, I took my hand off. How we doing, people? Good. Yeah. Good. Here we go. Welcome. Thank you so much. We're in Suffolk right now. We are.
No.
Norfolk. Is it Norfolk? Yeah. Oh, fucking hell. Okay. All right. What a way to start, eh? I don't know where the fuck I am. Lovely part of the world, though. It is nice. You don't look like you should live around here. Where are you from? Wroxham. A few people in from Wroxham tonight. Do they all look like bikers in Wroxham, or? No.
Only the bikers do.
Only the bikers do. Leave the jokes to me, mate. All right. Okay. No, don't kick my head in. All right. Okay. Cool. Thank you so much. My name is Josh James, and thanks so much for coming out, supporting live comedy. And who knows? Probably in 10 years' time, you'll be watching the telly. You'll be like, remember watching that Jack the Lad down the comedy club down the road? Yeah, he never did make it, did he? No, he fucking didn't. No, he didn't. So what can you say about me? Crime Watch. That's talking to you, mate. So I'll tell you about me. So I found out the other day that me and my mum, we got a completely different meaning for the word nosh. She knows in the traditional sense as food, bit of dinner. For us younger people, it means something a little bit different, right? But I only found out the other day. I come from a noise. She said, "Josh, you look fed up." I said, "I am, Mum. I've had a hard day at work. I'm exhausted." She says, "You know what you need? Bit of nosh." No, you're right, Mum. Leave it out. Go on, it'll only take a couple of minutes. Whoa! Your dad loved it. Shut up. Girls, don't believe what you've heard, alright? Take you a bit longer than a couple of minutes. Especially from your mum.
She takes her teeth out.
She's not that old. How old are you, mate? Shall I guess? Old enough. I feel like... No, I'm not going to say that. I was going to say, I bet you're probably older than you look, but... or younger than you look is what I meant to say, but that's cool. What sort of bike do you drive? What sort of bike do you ride about it, right?
Old Harley and the 1300 Yamaha.
Old Harley 1300 Yamaha, cool, brilliant. Last year I proposed to my girlfriend, so thank you very much, but she said no. No, she said yes, which was good, and I just got back from my honeymoon actually, that's why I'm a bit fucking all over the place, I'm a bit jet lagged. And the wedding was good, and I put it off for a long time getting engaged, you know, because for a couple of reasons. First reason, because when we first started seeing each other, I come across a bit keen, you know, nearly scared her off on probably about the second date. We was having a right good laugh. And she went to me, "Josh, where have you been all my life?" "In your garden, right?" She didn't like that. But more recently, right, I had to put it off because weddings are so expensive nowadays. 30 grand for the average wedding. That's a fucking lot of money, innit? And I had this figure in my head when we went to a wedding a few years ago. And I was so desperate for her not to catch the bouquet. They actually jumped up and headed it out the air. I was saying, "Joshy! Get out!" You think that sounds harsh? The girl that caught the bouquet got taken out by her boyfriend for sliding tackles. So I'm not a complete monster. 30 grand. I found the 30 grand eventually, but I was thinking I'm going to have to find this 30 grand. I'm thinking at one point I'm going to have to go on Dragon's Den to get this 30 grand. I'm going to have to go on Dragon's Den and ask for a 30 grand investment in a venture
that has got 40% chance of failure. And then they're going to look me up and down, and Peter Jones is going to say to me, I tell you what, I like you, Josh. I like you. So I'm going to offer you the full 30 grand investment. But firstly, I want a little go on the missus. And I'm going to have to pretend to get annoyed whilst really thinking, that's quite a good deal. So, yeah, you're married? No. Are you an item?
Yeah.
You are? Cool. How long have you been together?
4 months.
4 months? Oh, fucking early days. Did you meet through the biking?
No.
No.
Swipe right.
Sorry?
Happy swipe right.
Swipe right. Oh, Tinder. That's really romantic. Okay. That's modern day love for you, isn't it? Though everyone's meeting online, so yeah, that's one of them ones, really. But yeah, I got married. I got married in a church, right, which is not so common nowadays, because a lot of younger people not so much into religion. Because religion is quite a dated ideology, you know. Like for example, a couple of weeks ago, I was walking down the street, right, and this street preacher shouted out at me, "Hey you! You're going to hell!" And I thought to myself, what sort of sales pitch is that? You know, trying to get me to buy into what you're trying to sell. You've got to be speaking my language. You've got to say something like a younger person like me wants to hear. You know, you've got to be shouting at me, "Hey you! Do you want that beach body?" You do. Okay, let me tell you about Ramadan. It's very white in here tonight, isn't it? It's very white, it's very diverse. But I've got to be honest, despite all the connotations that my accent gives off, I've actually got a huge amount of respect for Muslims, right? And I'll tell you why. Because it's a very committed religion, you know, because you've got to spend your whole life not eating pork, you know, you've got Ramadan, you've got to fast for the whole month. Even if you're Jewish, you know, you've got to make sure everything you eat throughout your whole life is kosher. As Christians, we've got it pretty easy. You know, we've got Lent, where you may or may not stop eating crisps. Pretty good deal, isn't it? Pretty good deal. I'll take that any day. But I've got to be honest, I brought up as a Catholic, right? And that's all. I'll always say that's my ethnicity, my identity, you know. But I don't really agree with everything that they come out with, to be honest. The main one is the refusal to sanction female as priests. You know, this amazing group of people that push human beings out their bodies. You know, the Catholic Church don't trust them to work for 1 hour on a Sunday morning. Really? And it's because they argue that that's what it says in the Bible, you know. So I'm saying, okay, so we've got to believe everything we read in the Bible, have we? Because funnily enough, I was reading the Old Testament the other day, a book of Deuteronomy to be precise, chapter 25, verses 1 to 10, where it says, if a man dies, then that man's brother should marry and bear children with that deceased man's wife. Does that sound right to you? Maybe, yeah, okay, let's listen to the Bible. Maybe we're all wrong to judge Ryan Giggs, you know? Of course we weren't, he's fucking scumbag. I couldn't do that, hang out the back of my sister-in-law, no way. Not again. So, seems like a lot of aggravation now getting married, doesn't it? I don't know if we've seen Amir Khan, the boxer. A few years ago, he was going through a very public divorce, right? And he went onto Twitter to accuse Anthony Joshua, the heavyweight champion of the world, of sleeping with his wife. I tell you what, if Anthony Joshua tried sleeping with my missus, I swear to God, I'll do absolutely nothing. That's right. If Anthony Joshua wanted to have sex with me, I'm letting him. I couldn't fight him off. I've had a few fights in my time, never gone too well. Probably the worst time was when I was about 17. I got really badly beaten up in a nightclub. I didn't stand a chance, you know, because I was just a kid. And she was massive. I mean... But this is the thing, I love Anthony Joshua, we all do, you know, he's a good guy, but because he's had great PR through the years. But but a lot of it is rubbish. Like they come out with when he first won the heavyweight championship of the world, that he still lived at home with his mum. You know, like we're supposed to believe that. I mean, how's his mum going to go about disciplining the heavyweight champion of the world? You know, I say this because like a lot of people growing up used to get slapped by my dad, right, if they ever misbehaved. And there's that great day if you've ever been slapped by a parent, when they slap you. and it don't hurt you anymore. And you look at him in the face to say, that's right, big man, I'm 27 now. And as soon as I said that, guess what happened? He punched me in the face. So keep your mouth shut. So I come from Essex. Anyone from Essex in tonight? Yeah, you're from Essex. And you live here. A lot of people do that, don't they? They fucking move London, then Essex. Essex gets a shithole, they move out here. So once this becomes really shit, I mean, to be fair, if you're from Essex and you're living around there, all the locals are thinking, oh fucking here we go. It's time for us to move on, isn't it? Exactly. Yeah. Some of them are already getting their coats. What part of Essex are you from?
We're from Harlow.
We're from Harlow. Okay, the real arse end of. Yeah, but I was in Romford the other day, right? And I don't know if anyone knows Romford. It's really on the Essex East London border, and it's a bit of a nuts place. It's the sort of place you go on a Friday and Saturday night if you're underage. As long as you've got ID, fake ID, of course. I used to borrow my mate's ID when I used to go there. And as long as I remembered his date of birth, his star sign and his signature, it didn't seem to matter that I weren't Chinese. Yeah, can you go Ching Wu? Cheers matey, thank you. Fucking carnage, Romford it's quite similar to Harlow really on a Friday, Saturday night. It's like the Wild West, Romford, I would say, on an evening like tonight. There's always people fighting. There's always a girl being sick. There's always a bloke in the corner eating a doner. Donna's husband's at home. It's not nice. And one thing, the trouble is about a lot of people in Essex, right, especially younger people, all the girls are sort of trying to be like the Kardashians. All the blokes are walking around thinking like they're Conor McGregor. One of my mates, he loves Conor McGregor so much. He tries to be like him and idolises him in every way. It's quite sad actually. Like last couple of weeks ago, he had a fight. And we was watching it, and he went to me, do you know what? I'm sure I've got a bit of Irish in me somewhere. I was like, to be honest, that does surprise me, Mohammed, But one thing I noticed about a lot of girls in my area now, they're starting to like clones of the Kardashians, they're even going as far as injecting this fucking rubbish into their lips to try and make them look bigger. Now, if you are one of these girls, right, I want you to know. Yeah, I spotted it when I walked in. Can't miss them lips, Jesus. No, bless her. Do you have your lips done? Okay, well listen to this. Right. If you, and anyone else that does, right, if you do, right, you're beautiful just the way you are. You know that? Yeah, you are.
How do you know she's had all the gear done?
No, I can tell, I can just tell a pretty girl. But if you are, you're beautiful just the way you are. And what you got to understand about the Kardashians, right? They spend millions of pounds on this surgery with some of the best cosmetic surgeons in the world who have got a long list of PhDs. You're not going to have the same effect if you get your mate Stacey to do it. He's got a BTEC in hair and beauty. I know you want to look like Kylie Jenner, but you're going to end up looking like Caitlyn. Now, Caitlyn is beautiful in her own special way. Of course she is. But if I had to rank the Kardashians out which one I'm most attracted to, she'd be right at the bottom of the list, just below Kanye West. And the reason I feel so passionately about this subject is that my beautiful fiancée come up to me the other day, my wife I should say now, fucking hell, come up to me the other day and said that she wants to get this lip procedure done. And it just made me so angry, because she needs to sort out them tits first. That's a joke. I mean, she does. They're tiny, but I'm only joking. So yeah. But when we got married, one of my best friends. If you go onto my Instagram page, I'll give it to you after. But one of my best mates is my nan. Absolutely love her to bits. She's absolutely fantastic. And but basically, she's too ill to come, and I can't complain. She's 96 years old. That's a great innings. That's a great innings, and I'm not going to live to that age for a couple of reasons. First reason, because I'm a smoker, as she always reminds me. She goes, "Oh, Josh, you stink of fags." I'm like, "All right, then, let's not have an argument about who smells more." All right. Fags beats custard creams and piss any day of the week, doesn't it, eh? And I've experimented a lot with my body over the years. I've taken quite a few drugs. Okay, I used to have, you know, pretty bad. And when I was about 19, I used to experiment with this one drug called MCAT. You might remember it was essentially a plant fertiliser. He's laughing over there, you know, fucking gearhead over there. I'm joking. But it was essentially a plant fertiliser, this drug called MCAT. And a few of my mates went to try it, and we knew this gardener. So I went up to him. I said, "You're right, Nick, I don't suppose you can get me some of this MCAT." "What on earth makes you think I can get that?" You know, it's just because, like, it's 3 in the morning and he's dancing naked in my garden. My nan's not been the same since my granddad died. My granddad was the best guy, everyone loved him, super reliable. We used to call him the postman.
Well, because he always delivered.
No, because he was a postman. But she got dementia, right? She got it quite bad. And you'll know, if you know anyone that suffers from dementia, often the people with that condition can often suffer a lot less than the family members. Usually people with dementia can be quite content. Like the geezer in the hospital bed next to my nan, he's 85 years old, he's got so much memory that he thinks he's 21 again. How good's that? If I was 85 years old and I thought I was 21 again, that would be fantastic. Josh, it's time for your pills. Pills? How much you want for them? They're free? Come on, get in there. But she's you know what, she's been getting really bad lately, and she's most recently been in hospital because she accidentally ate a dishwasher tablet, thinking it was a biscuit. Now that's a hard thing to hear as a family member, but you just got to look on the bright side, like me and my family do. Sure, she ate a dishwasher tablet, but her teeth have come up lovely. Brand new they are. But I hate when people patronise me, you know, they go, because I'm really close with her, man, and people are like, you know, 96, that's a great innings, you know. Like my fucking nan's life has been some poncy game of cricket, far from it. This is a real working class woman who's born in the East End of London, brought up, you know, real tough upbringing. She survived the craze, poverty, and even a world war. You know, her life has been more like the Tour de France. One long, grueling uphill struggle. And now the only thing keeping her going are a series of injections. Okay, brilliant. You didn't like that one, did you? Well, you just no. You're not having that one at all, was you? No, that's okay. Not going to argue with you. But she went to see the day, right? She started talking to this imaginary voice. And she said to this imaginary voice, I think God knows who she's talking to, but she said to this imaginary voice, "I've got Josh here with me, and he's a lovely fella, and he's a comedian. And he's a good one and all." And as soon as she said that, my uncle leant over and whispered in my ear, "Yeah, she has lost it." So, any football fans in? Give me a cheer.
Hey.
Yeah, who'd you support, my man?
Liverpool.
Oh, Liverpool, so I thought it was you. What's the big team around here, Norwich?
Yeah, Norwich is a local team. Not a big team, Norwich.
Norwich is pretty big. They're in the Premier League now. They are. I find football fans a bit idiotic, to be honest. I do, I'm one myself, but I do. Do you know what the main thing is? It's because like, if you're a football fan and your team wins something, you walk about like that's your achievement. Do you know what I mean? How weird is that? They're like, "Yeah, we won the league." It's like, mate, Dave, you won nothing. Okay, you work in fucking McDonald's. What are you talking about? Like, I'm a really big fan of Leonardo DiCaprio, right? But after 87th Academy Awards, you know, I didn't go into work like, "Sorry boss, I got a bit of a hangover, we had a little drink last night," because we won an Oscar. Yeah. Oi Barry! I see no trophies now for Ryan Gosling. You fucking mug. Stupid, aren't they? But I also think there's a big problem with racism in football still, and that's one of the main problems I have with it. Like, if you see Chelsea were basically playing in Paris a few years ago, and I don't know if you're familiar with this story, but there's a load of Chelsea fans on the train, and a guy went to get on the train, and they kicked him out. Now, they kicked him out just because the guy was black. Now, clearly, these fucking idiot Chelsea fans misconstrued the Football Association's anti-racism slogan, which is, anyone? What's it called? Kick it out! Kick it out! Yeah, maybe they should have called it, I don't know, let him on! So, nearly my time. I'm living in now in a part in Essex called Brentwood, right? You might know Brentwood is largely the only way Essex is based. For 20 years we had the same Member of Parliament, a guy called Eric Pickles, right? Conservative guy. And my mum voted for him. And I was really surprised about this. I'm like, Mum, why are you voting for Eric Pickles and the Conservatives? You know, you're a working class girl born up in the East End, you know, like it's against everything that you believe in. And she said, well, Josh, she's the only candidate to knock on my door, come into this house and talk to me. What's going on with this? Oh, here we go. Sorry guys. And talk to me about the issues I have for this country. I might not agree with everything he says, but I think that's pretty commendable. I was like, okay, fair enough. But how on earth did you get me into this house? She said, well, Josh, let's just say he would not get through the door quick enough when I offered him a bit of nosh. So, got there in the end, didn't we? Guys, I'm on Instagram and I upload loads of shoot videos and that. So if you're on there, please follow me. It really means everything when people follow me after the gig. And that is, my Instagram is @JamesyJosh. My name is Josh James, but the Instagram is @JamesyJosh. So follow me and you can see my nan and all that sort of shit. Anyway, thanks for having me. I've been Josh. See you later.
So Takeshi's Castle, get through that, really is. Good, right, that is our first act. We're going to do now have a little break so you can grab yourself some drinks. Just one more time, Mr. Josh James! We'll see you in about 10 to 15 minutes. Two hands together for me. Welcome back to the show! Well, the front row's infused, that's the main fucking thing, I suppose. Right, hello, we're back. Hello. Alright. So, yeah, gig rules, we're back in. Good. Nice. Where's your... I like the way you said that in a very polite sort of, like a sort of Miranda Hart sort of way. That was, yeah. Oh, there we go. Good. You looked at me very blankly there for a second. Who the hell is Miranda Hart? But we're on board with that. Good. Oh, just come back. Nice. Okay. Good. Well, Nathan, did you say you were a Liverpool fan? Is that what? Did you say you were a Liverpool? Oh, who was the Liverpool fan? Oh, I can catch it. Child catcher, we're back in now. Good. I know what dating app you use, Kinder.
Grinder, you prick.
Good. Grinder. You prick. I love that. It's like you just finished that with, oh fuck it, why not? So you're the Liverpool fan? Who said like Norwich is the local town, local city?
I missed it. I was a bit thick.
It was. I mean,
It was a little bit thick.
Well,
Carry on.
yeah, that's fine, thank you. This is because I'm a Norwich fan. I'm from Norwich, where running water is and stuff like that. And fuck it, why not? I go home. I'm a Norwich fan. So if you cut me open, I'll know I'm in Swaffham. I bleed yellow and green, which is probably why I should go see a doctor. But no, I'm a very proud Norwich fan. A very proud Norwich person. It's a fine city.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Well. Do we say it louder so you can hear it better? Is that what you want? Okay. Where are you from, sir? Are you local here? No, you can't do that. You can't heckle weekly, but you can't heckle and then expect me not to reply to you. Dereham, right. And you have the balls to heckle me about being from Norwich. Right. See that laugh there? Don't need to do any more because they understand what I'm on about. I know very little about Dereham. Dereham.
The less you know, the better.
Yeah, I think that's. Dereham's a place, isn't it? Now, what is Dereham famous for?
Tesco.
Fuck all, right? You're doing it for me. No. Have you always lived in Dereham? Yeah. And what brings you to Swaffham tonight? Don't say the A47.
No,
you live here. Oh, you live here now.
Yeah.
You've heard the phrase "frying pan going to the fire," haven't you? You've heard? Yeah. Good. Right. I joke, Swaffham's alright. I'm very proud of being from Norfolk as well. It is. I'm quite. It's very nice. Yeah. Obviously we hate Ipswich and Suffolk, don't we? Have we got any Norwich fans in at all? Am I the only one? I'm the one putting my head above the parapet. That's alright. One today, so that's alright. But no, I went. We obviously hate Ipswich and Suffolk and everything like that. And I went to Ipswich on a night out with my friend. I've had a wash, don't worry. And I I went on the train because it's going well for me. I went on the train, and the sign in the station, it said, "This is Ipswich," which, if you think about it, is just an anagram for Ipswich is shit. Just rearrange this. That's what I've done there. And I went out on a night out with my friend called Ben. His surname's not Dover, steady. And I'll explain that on the break. Don't worry, Nathan. We went on a night out and got chatting to some people from Ipswich. They went, "Oh, you're from Norwich. I bet you shag your cousin." Yeah. Honestly, my friend Ben just went, "No, that's disgusting. She's only 6." Like, that was the issue. Ben, you're on your own. You're on your own. We haven't been out since. No, bless him. Neither is he. He's getting married soon. Good. So, sorry, lady there with checking her phone. No, it's fine. It's fine. Don't fucking do it. It's fine. You're here for the karaoke, aren't you? Rock hard. So, what's your karaoke song? That's Titanic. Which one? The soundtrack?
Will Go On, sorry.
Yes. Okay. By.
Celine Dion.
Thank you. I don't know, it's like Wikipedia page. Any others? Any others? No, just that. So tonight, anyone else out here for the karaoke? Will we just put it all on her? So yeah, for the karaoke as well. And gentleman here who's come as my fan. It's my groupie. They're getting slightly younger. So we've got a few karaoke. Well, I think we should. What's your name? Sorry, I didn't catch it.
Lauren.
Is it double barreled? Is it Lauren, or is it just Lauren? It's just Lauren. Okay, so not double. Okay, right. So Lauren's just going to be doing the karaoke in her own tonight, and it's just going to be Celine Dion. My Heart Will Go On repeat.
Maybe a few added in.
There might be a few added in. What is in your repertoire, Lauren? Celine Dion mainly Celine Dion. Good, right. Are you going to do the B side as well, which is in French? Is that? No, okay, good. Right, what have we learned, Lauren? What have we learned?
Don't backtrack.
Don't check your phone. Good, right. Good, nice. Right, lovely. Good, well, thank you. Well, I hope you enjoy the karaoke. I'm not staying for that bit because I've got paint to watch dry. But I hope you have a lovely time. And Joe, you're here for the karaoke as well? Are you looking forward to the karaoke? Yeah. What's your jam? What's your tune? Jolene. Oh, that could be. So we could have that, and then we could all go home. That'd be no. Good. And are you here for the? You've just been stitched up by Debs. So what's your thing? You did stitch him up. Don't give me that butter wouldn't melt though. You just went. He's here for it as well, Martin. Pick on him. So what you here for? What's your song? What's your tune? David Gray. You look a little bit like him. I would assume. I don't know who he is. I'll Google him in the break. No, okay, good. I think songs are important. All that was just segueing to material, Debs. That's all that was. I don't give a shit that Lauren likes Celine Dion. Don't care. Couldn't care less. But it's just segueing to my next joke. That's all that was. I think songs are important. I think songs, they say a lot about you. My mum and dad have got a song for each other. We've got some couples. So you assume a couple if you kidnapped her. What's She's got Stockholm syndrome, is that what it is? She's been to Sweden, now she's got it. Okay. And time flies. How long have you been together, if you don't mind me asking?
25 years.
25 years, you sound in so much pain. Is it going well? Yes. Well, my parents have been together 25 years as well. You could be I'm an orphan, I don't know. Left in a basket outside a train station. I'll slow down, sorry. So 25, have you got a song for each other? That's the... No. 25 years and you've not got one sort of romantic little jingle. Okay, good, right. The police, every step you take. No, because that song's about stalking. Not saying that you are, sir, but you're doing well. And okay, so any other couples? Have you got any songs for each other? We've got a group here, so there must be. Don't stop pointing them out. He's yours. You're claiming this one. Okay. I've pissed on him. He's mine. In a sort of animalistic territory way. I'm not saying water sports. You've not met him before. So you two together? Yeah. How long have you been together?
15 years.
15 years. She's had a little bit happier, didn't she? A little bit happier. You wait till you get 25 years, I think. You'll sound like that. It's not even that long, really, is it? When you think about it. 15 years. Have you got a song for each other, Debs?
Yes.
Yes?
Ask Craig what it is. Oh, no, I can't remember.
What?
It's from
I was adopting the bro code, sir. I'm not stitching him up and asking him a difficult question. You notice I asked her how long they'd been together, so I didn't want to give, because he would have gone, fucking no. Old David Gray here, just sung it, but he wouldn't give me a rational answer. So what's the song, Debs?
It's Lucky for 1,000 Years from Twilight.
You don't look like a Twilight fan. I hope I don't mean that in an offensive way.
Well, we watched it after we got married.
Okay, so the
We got
song.
married 6 years ago.
Okay, so the song was chosen before you saw the film, or did you get
Yes.
this? Okay, good.
Yes.
And then you used Twilight, but then you used Twilight as a reference, thinking I would get that reference, knowing what the song was. What are you trying to fucking say about me, Debs? I look at that age group. Just, well, thank you. I know I am. It was my birthday yesterday, but I know it's. No, thanks. Hold the applause. No, do not patronise me now. Yeah, okay, yeah, but I don't. Not all young people watch Twilight. Like, not all older people. No, not going to finish that because you're not older, Debs. Okay, cool. There was. That was the joke. That's not the first rodeo, David Gray. What I'm doing. Okay. Yes. So my parents got a song for each other. Well, my dad's song for my mum is Spandau Ballet's Gold. I think it's quite nice. Their song for each other is Starship's Nothing Gonna Stop Us Now. I think it's quite nice. My mum, I don't think she's quite got it. She chose Avicii's Hey Brother. I mean, Mum, we are from Norfolk, but you probably should have told her a bit sooner than that. That's right, that's 2 incest jokes in 10 minutes. Right, are we ready for our first act of this section? Yes, we are, lovely. We've got 2 acts in this section, they're both doing 10 minutes each, so a bit sort of lesser than James, as in lesser time, not lesser comedians. Shut the fuck up, Martin, just get on with it. Yeah, so all I would do is, again, same rules apply, show them a lot of love, show them a lot of attention, it's very funny. First act is smashing the scene up in Norwich, or down in Norwich, wherever the geography is. Good friend of mine. He's paid me to say that, and we're going to bring him on. Good. Nathan, with 2 Fs. You can be my cheerleader for this bit as well, because you've done such a good job.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Please vote to stage, Jimmy Whittaker!
Hello. Fuck yeah, it's 2020. It's a mysterious virus killing everyone. All of our heroes are paedophiles, and I'm in Swaffham. Fuck. Great to be here. My name's Jimmy. I'm an aspiring comedian, which basically means I can no longer afford therapy, so I talk to you guys instead. Thanks. My man. I'm from, I don't want to boast, I'm from quite an upper market little town. You might have heard of it. It's called Lowestoft. Fuck off. Whenever I try and describe what Lowestoft is like to people, it's basically the place where, the place that Norwich people used to feel better about themselves. Yeah. It's hurtful, but it's true. That's pretty strong fucking coming from somewhere that has more Gregs than people at this point. I mean, I used to work by Norwich train station. Have you ever seen the state of Norwich on a Sunday morning? I used to walk down the train station, no word of a lie. I once stood in an entire doner kebab. And when I looked up outside an old abandoned mattress man, there was a homeless man wanking. That's the cheapest breakfast I've ever had. Just want to clarify for 2 or 3 people here, I meant the kebab, not the man's cock. I still paid for his cock. So it might surprise 1 or 2 of you to learn of my dietary habits. I've not been feeling too well recently, and I'm a bit older. I'm at the point now where I quite enjoy going to the doctors. Few of the men are going to know what I mean. You know, I comb my hair back, I put a shirt and a tie on, I bend over, and afterwards we both have a nice cigarette. But I went a few months back and I knew something was wrong because she was doing her normal, and she had a poke, and we had a joke, and then she had another poke, and the tone changed and I got serious. And she put her sandwich down for a second. And she said, Jimmy, I'm gonna have to book you in for a highly invasive procedure. Now, I didn't really get the details, but from what I could tell, basically you put an iPhone on the end of a fishing line and you hope for the best. And I said, look, I don't want much to do with this, just knock me out, do what you want. And I'm aware in today's climate that's a very dangerous thing to have said. Full Cosby. But I said, so I had to have this procedure. It was, it was quite painful, unfortunately. But about halfway through, I woke up. And what I wanted to say at the time was, excuse me, good sir, I appear to have woken up. If you wouldn't awful mind, switch the old anaesthetic up and we'll both be on our way. I don't know if you ever tried to talk with your mouth full. Got a feeling you probably have. What he heard was which he took to mean, please turn this screen around and give me a live guided tour of the inside of my own buttocks. Complete with a little paperclip in the corner that said, it looks like you were doing a colonoscopy. Would you like any help with that? And do you know what the worst part of this story is, other than the fact it is 100% true? That's only the second worst date I've ever had. Alright, I'll tell you about the first. I want you to cast your minds back to, where are we? 2004. Does everyone remember 2004? Vaguely. Tony Blair was the Prime Minister. Rolf Harris was still a beloved children's hero. Hitting your kids was okay as long as you didn't leave a mark at that point. Just heard someone go, it's true. Still alright and swath them. I was 13 years old. I was pale, chubby, reeking of desperation. Fuck it, it's fine. And I heard through, that kind of like high school daisy chain of, Martin's told Rebecca, who's told Sophia, who spent 5 years transcribing the Dead Sea Scrolls, that a girl wants you to take her on a date. And I didn't really have a lot going on for me at the time, you'll be surprised to know. So I...
Tommy?
This is my supportive friend Sophia, who I brought with me today. Thanks very much for your input there, appreciate it. Yeah, I didn't have a lot going on at the time or now. And I thought, yeah, sure, why not? So I thought a cinema date is always a good thing to do. What do you think is a good film to take a girl on to the cinema? Does anyone want to have a guess? Titanic is
Brokeback Mountain.
Brokeback Mountain. Do you want to go with me? Yeah? Let's go, well, we're fine. Yeah, like a nice romantic film. No, I thought the best thing to take this girl to was the opening weekend of Wallace and Gromit, Curse of the Were-Rabbit. Really set the mood, that one. So it was me, it was this girl, it was about 98 small children in a dark room. About halfway through the film, it wasn't going great, but she started sort of like nudging me, like she wanted something. Took me years to figure out what. No, I knew what was going to happen. I was going to have my first ever kiss at this point. And what I thought it was going to be like was kind of like a gentle peck, like a kind of. I'm so sorry. Like a gentle peck. She had different ideas. How do I put this nicely? She attacked my face. Like Winnie the Pooh face fucking a jar of honey. My lips completely closed, like the first edition Pokemon cards you probably assume I've got stuff done to my bed. Her tongue hit the corner of my mouth, slid up the side of my face, underneath my glasses, and gently rested just on my eyeball. Now, we've all been at that point with our partners where you're staring them in the tonsils and they're looking at the top of your head, right? No? And as she attempted to disentangle herself from my face, my glasses went flying off. I couldn't retrieve them without getting in some kind of register, so that was completely gone. And I know what I should have done at that point is I should have tried to chase after her and I should have said, it's okay, it happens to everyone the first time. But I didn't. I decided to just sit there and watch the rest of the film as she ran out of my life. Aww. So I'm just going to leave you with this one final thought. Wallace and Gromit: Curse of the Were Rabbit is a beloved children's film that grossed £194 million, and I did not get a second date. Thank you very much. Keep running, everyone!
Where is it?
We're back. Oh, we're back. Good. Right. Smooth. Keep running, everyone. One more time. Say one other act in this section. Keep the applause going. Keep the love in the room. Keep it going. Here we are. Welcome to the stage. Liz and David.
Brilliant job done. I made a child cry. See you later. Hello, Swaffham. Hello. I'm Lizanne, and I'm from East London. Yay! A very notorious place, famous for such legends as the Krays, Jack the Ripper, and the Blackwall Tunnel approach. But yes, it's changed a lot. Changed a lot, East London. It's a little bit gentrified, it's a little bit stabby, a little bit gentrified, a little bit stabby, can't make up its fucking mind. And I've lived in my current address in Hackney for about 23 years now, and when I moved in I took great delight in telling people that I lived in the posh bit of Hackney. Thank you, anti-social housing. They all laughed at me. They're not laughing now. But yeah, it's still got its edge as Hackney. I'm still scared to step outside my front door, so it's a real big effort to be here tonight. In case I become entangled in a hipster's beard. So, and I'm being stalked by estate agents. Every time I get home from work, I can't open the front door. Oh fuck, have I been burgled again? No, it's this huge mound of estate agents' literature I can't get past. Oh, we're desperate for property in your area. We've got people queuing up around the block, desperate for property in your area. We're prepared to pay top dollar for property in your area. Have you considered selling your property? Why, yes, I have. Just hope the council don't work out what I'm up to. But I did, it's too late now, but I did consider trying to get my foot on the first rung of the property ladder a few years ago when the government, they offered all these helpful new schemes for assisting the low paid onto the first rung of the property ladder. There was loads of them and it was all very confusing. Which one do I go for? They've given them all these fancy names like New Build Home Buy, Rent to Home Buy, SpongeBob Home Buy. But I've got to check it out, I thought, it'd be rude not to. So I did, and I'm not much further forward, not going to lie, but I did discover one thing very useful. I'm not actually earning enough to be classed as low paid. How dare you, madam, I cried. I'll have you know I am a highly successful career woman. I am. Got my own company vehicle and everything. She was very impressed. 26-ton RCV. She looks at me confused. I drive a dust cart for the council and I block up the road. It was at that point I was asked to leave the office before the police got called. But contrary to popular belief, it's not all glitz and glamour being a dust cart driver. Oh no, shocker. Basically, I'm Uber to a bunch of hairy-ass dustmen who just want to get the bit done as quick as possible so they can all scamper off home to watch loose women paint their nails, leaving me with several tons of noxious nonsense to navigate around the North Circular to the tip. London Eco Park. Sounds delightful, doesn't it? So just like the sort of place you might want to take your family on a day out. A clue, don't. Your kids will start crying, your wife, your husband will demand a divorce on the spot. London Eco Park. Don't get many stars on TripAdvisor, that's all I'm saying. But yeah, Hackney's changed a lot, and these people moving in, they speak a different language, I don't get it. It's all artisanal, handcrafted, beer in a jam jar and your lunch served up to you in a old man's flat cap or on a roof slate or something. I'm not joking. But yeah, some of the things they say are really stupid. Like, one thing that really rips my knitting is when they talk about things being sourced. I sourced it. I sourced these stem ginger biscuits from... shut up! You bought them, or you came across them, you stumbled over them in the street. Anything but I sourced them. It makes it sound like you've gone on a 6-month trek through the Amazon jungle being chased by headhunters and finally you sourced these elusive ginger biscuits in the foothills of the Andes. Fuck off! You went to Lidl's, that's what you did. Although I do believe a bit about the headhunters. Possibly you got accosted by a beggar outside Lidl's who's there 24/7. How bad has your life got to be to beg outside Lidl's? It's a harsh realism of life in the inner city, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, time moves fast. My granddad used to say to me, oh, as you grow older, time moves faster and faster. Oh, granddad, you're talking bollocks. But actually, it's like already, we're almost at the end of the first month of the new year, of the new decade. Brexit's just around the corner. People are getting ready to leave the country in droves over that. Harry and Meghan have decided to get ahead of the game, understand? Nothing to do with Jeremy Corbyn and his policies, nothing to do with that. It's all Brexit. That's what the deal is with them. But, yes, it's frightening. I mean, it just seemed like just the other day, Christmas is now a decent memory. Do you all have a good Christmas, if you can remember? Yeah, good Christmas. I'm glad it's over. Christmas is the busiest time of year for us dustmen. It really is. I had 2 days off, and I'm counting weekends and everything. 2 days off over Christmas, which I spent with my fella, which was really nice, in Southend. It was lovely. Yes, he lives in Southend and I live in Hackney. How does that work, a long-distance relationship like that, I hear you ask? Well, it's quite simple. He's a train driver, therefore he gets free travel. He drives a train, I drive a truck, we made a level crossings. Level crossings, don't run the risk. It's fine, his train don't go through my borough, it's fine. Slow burner, that one. You're laughing your heads off about that on the way home. Yeah, we're a very traditional couple, me and my fella. We're very traditional. We're of that age where, we fit into our nice slotted gender roles. One of us cooking up a storm in the kitchen, the other one outside tinkering with the car. God be saying he makes a mean roasty. Oh, come on, what was you thinking? If it was me in charge of the cooking, it'd be Christmas dinner. Christmas dinner in a can. That's all right, darling, I've been doing some overtime lately. You can get a whole can all to yourself. Why, thank you, Lisanne. Your generosity is only surpassed by your great beauty. Yeah, I took my cats with me to Southend. My cats, any cat lovers in? Yay! Yeah, we all like cats. Cats are great. Cats are lovely. Yes, my cats, they're very, very different characters. They're all little Sparky the snowflake looking for his safe space. And Dixie, Dixie's like SAS cat, he's into everything. Everything's a big adventure to Dixie. He was having a whale of a time in the car on the way to Southend. Right up until the point when I put my foot down and Sparky promptly shit himself. No, not good at all. And anyway, yes, that's the other thing. My car is a new car. Well, it's new to me with a turbo and a supercharger. And totally redundant in London, of course. 20 mile an hour in London. It's not a speed limit, is it? It's an ambition. So there's no speed cameras between Shellhaven and Canvey Island on the A13. Just saying, hashtag hope there's no policeman in the room. Gotta get my phone somewhere where I can find it. Anyway, Dixie the SAS cat, I called him after we've already established that football is a bit, no one cares. But I'm a West Ham supporter and I'm proud of it. And I called Dixie after Julian Dix, the Terminator. The cat was very aptly named, he likes to murder everything in sight. And my fella is not a big football fan, it's got to be said, and he didn't know who Julian Dix was, so I had to explain to him. And when I finished doing so, he's like, Julian Dix? That's the gayest name I've ever heard. Might as well have called him Justin Pinkfluff. At which the cat, taking great exception to his sexuality being called into question, descends upon my fella like the wrath of God and proceeds to hump his leg. So on that note, I've got to drive back to Southend tonight and it's past his bedtime. Never mind, I've got to get up at 2:30 in the morning or my dust cart turns into a pumpkin. So enjoy the rest of your evening, Swaffham. You've been amazing. I've been Lisanne. Be lucky. Good night.
Lisanne, everyone! Tell you a nurse, just say, I don't want to see you, I don't want to see your work. And that's what that was, wasn't it? I don't want to... Yeah, it's a good idea. Sounds a bit rude when you say it like that. David Gray's off. Good, right, what we're going to do now, we have another little break, so you can grab yourself another drink, and then we're... Steady on, Lauren. Jesus fucking Christ, I'm still talking. It's your time you're wasting. See me after. Right, what we're going to do now, a little 10-15 minute break. Wait for it. You grab yourself a drink. Wait for it. And then we'll bring on our headline act, Mr. John Mann. Fucking wait for it. We'll give it one more time for the acts in this second section with Jimmy Ruddiger, and then we add Lisanne Davis. Go. Put your hands together for me. We're back for the final section. Put your back, do it on the grilly. Take a selfie. Go.
Awesome.
Wow, you smartphone. You've done that. I will. Thank you. It's got permission to carry on now. That's whatever. Good. And cool. So we're made at the end of the night. We made it to our last act. Well done, David Gray. I didn't Google him. I know. I'll do it now. It's fine. I've seen John before. I'll just do it. Good. Are we ready? Are we ready for our final act? Yeah. Absolute legend of the circuit. You're going to absolutely enjoy yourself. We'll do some admin at the end. Deb, sort your life out. What are you doing? You've just had 15 minutes to get a drink. What are you getting? Some ice, which is part of a drink. Yeah. Jesus. Right. Okay. I've lost Nathan. So Debs, keep that going. Do that again. Keep that going. There we go. That spreads around the room. Big round the stage. Mr. John Mann.
Thank you. Hi. Hi at the back. Just a bit of manners, cross-fuckle. Just look at that. Last time I saw a curtain like this, we never saw my dad again. He's behind it. I'm fucking surprised. If a little puppet comes up, I know it was him. Can I point out as well, by the way, that he would have laughed at that, right? Albeit with a slight wheeze. I've not started yet, by the way. I'm not shit or anything like that. I was just confused by your complete apathy when I walked on, and the fucking curtain, which for some reason I've never spotted. Been here all fucking night. I thought I would. I've been in Norwich today as well. That doesn't help. Norwich on a Saturday. What a fucking great place to go. It's full of people asking questions. You know those people who ask you questions, going, "Excuse me, you've got 5 minutes to answer some questions." I say, "No, can happen." Because I do this for a job, I have these brilliant, it freaks them right out. And this woman, this woman stopped this afternoon in Yarge and she said, excuse me, you've got 5 minutes to answer some questions. I said, yes, of course. She said, oh shit. I lent her a pen. And, one of her questions, she said, what's your pet hate? I said, well, he's not that keen on having things shoved up his arse. Especially that pen. Put that, don't worry. Where else has happened? Oh, I've got speed camera on the way here, which doesn't particularly matter because I'm in my wife's car. But there's a weird thing, isn't there, with speed cameras, is where you live. You know where they are. Like I know the ones where I live, I'm sure, you know, the ones wherever around here or whatever. And what you do is you drive along really fast, you slow down for the camera, and you fuck off really fast again. That is a loophole they have never worked out. You know when you're driving somewhere you don't know, and you go over the little lines on the road like the clue. Do you cringe at the last minute? You just drive like an And I'm not proud of this, and if you are open here and honest with yourselves, you will admit it. When you see somebody else get flashed, you go, yes! I saw a limousine get caught, that was brilliant. I'll ask you if you don't mind when you finish. What's her name? Sue, hi Sue, John. Have you been in a limousine before, Sue? It's great, isn't it? I was in one last month. You're in it for 5 minutes where you start sticking your ass out the window, shouting, leching, upsetting the other mourners. That was my aunt died. It's the Norfolk sympathy we hear so much about. Where I live on the Suffolk coast there. Did she? Fuck her. Get on with it. That's for a cat. It was quite sweet actually. Soon my aunt passing, she sat in a chair, closed her eyes, went to sleep, didn't wake up again. Frightened the fuck out of the dentist. Do you drive? You don't drive? You learning? Okay. You drive, fella? I'll tell you. Why don't you drive? What?
Drinks too much.
Are you from Thetford? I assume there's no one here from Thetford. Too busy playing I Spy with my middle eye Saturday night. I fucking love it there. Alright mate, I want you to meet my wife and sister. One woman. I'll tell you, fella, what's your name?
Deco.
Deco. Okay. I could go somewhere with this, but I'm not going to fucking bother for the minute. I'll just crack on with the stuff that I've practiced, but I'm coming back to you before the end of the night, don't you fucking worry. I've got a goddaughter, Deco, she's 19, and she's in a little place in Essex called Basildon. Yeah, she's scum. Those who don't know Basildon, there's only a few things you need to know. Obviously never go there during the month of June, they don't like it. It's Father's Day. They got a clue. Just, some bloke their mum met in Raquel's. I take the piss, I shouldn't really. I lived there for a little while back in the late 1980s. And the girl opposite me, she had 3 sons called Wayne. And yeah, all boys, all called Wayne. And I used to think, that's a bit weird, that is, you know, I'll have to ask about it one day. And she's outside, I thought I'd go and ask her. I said, here, Tracy, obviously. I said, you've got the boys, they're nice kids, but they're all called Wayne. Why are all your children called Wayne? She said, oh, it saves me a lot of time. I said, why is that? She goes, well, at tea time, when their tea's ready, I open the window and I shout, Wayne's, your tea's ready, and they come in. I thought, yeah, I have heard you shout that. You know, I said, but what if you only want to talk to one of them? She said, I'll just use his surname. That makes perfect sense. Yeah. And the pound shop as well, right? Is there a pound shop in Swaffham? Where do you have to go for your nearest fucking pound shop? You've got Pound Land. But sorry, that is a fucking pound shop. It's not called the Pound Shop as a chain. Generally, Poundland is a pound shop. Fucking hell. Sorry. Have you got a shop called the Pound Shop? No, we fucking haven't, fellow. We've got Mr. Chips, which is really going to piss off quite a lot of people. Anyway, well, at Basildon Pound Shop, and anybody, by the way, who says pound shops are shit is lying, right? Pound shops, they're just brilliant. You go into a pound shop, nobody goes into a pound shop and comes out with what they went in for. You go in and you think, oh, what do I need? And you come out with fucking loads of shit. You think, oh, look at that. It's only, there's a big sign up saying, no need to ask, it's only £1. And you think, I've got to fucking ask. Like, how much? You say, how much is this? They say it's £1. You go, fuck it, you caught me out. It can't be £1, it's a piece of picket fence. It's a fucking £1. And what I find really weird in the pound shop, I've been there one morning when they're opening and they put pennies in the float. What the fuck are they doing there? Can I have my change in pennies, please? The need for a penny, you don't actually need them. Right. But anyway, the Basildon Pound Shop was the first pound shop in the United Kingdom to sell pregnancy testing kits. Right? And
How much were they?
well, actually, they're £2 for £1. Right? There's still £1 involved in the purchase of the goods, it's all fine. But, and I don't sound snobby and middle class about this, but I live on the Suffolk coast, I'm definitely fucking middle class. Look, I drive, I know around here quite well, it's a fairly middle class area. I don't want to sound snobby, but I can't help thinking, if you're buying a pregnancy testing kit in the pound shop, you're probably pregnant. Save your £1, basically. You'll need it for nappies and cigarettes. Yeah, not in that order, obviously. So anyway, fella, I've got this goddaughter, chaffy beyond belief, but she's a nice kid. Okay, she failed her driving test last August. All right, I'd like you to guess on behalf of the assembled people what she failed for. Luckily, this is a rhetorical question because we're going to be here all night if you ploughing through the options at your breakneck pace. It wasn't, no, but you see, not far from it actually in many ways. She failed, this is beautiful, she failed for answering her phone. Answering the phone. Yeah. She's in her driving test, her phone rang, she did not ignore it, she said to the bloke, excuse me, hello? I can't talk, I'm on my driving test. Fucking thick cow. Where'd you take your test?
Gravesend.
Gravesend? Oh, I went far, I was in Southend. I took mine in Southend. And it was brilliant as well, because I remember the exam. I had my first sexual experience in Southend as well. It was a school field trip. I went to school in Harlow, and with this... Yeah, do you know the M11? Do you know the Harlow turn off?
Yeah.
I was married to her. Anyway, don't worry, she's not here. If she fucking was, she owes me a lot of money. Well, so yeah, so we was in Southend, we had a school field trip, and there's this girl, Teresa Andrews, in our school, everyone fucking knew her. Right, and we was in the sea, and it got a bit frisky, and she went, oh, we haven't got a condom. I went, oh, hang on, there's one. But anyway, so I had my driving test in Southend, and the examiner, I remember him really well. He was one of those people that chain smoked and like lit one off the other and just threw it out the window. The packet was empty, that fucking went out the window, didn't give a shit about anything. And he's just lobbing stuff about the car, and he got that bit in the test, he went, well, you're all right there, Mr. Man, when I tapped my clipboard on the dashboard, I wanted to burn up that cunt at the lights. So, I've just got to pursue the Harlow thing and I'll get back on track. So, Harlow, what are you from Harlow? From Harlow?
Yes, we are.
Oh, who's from Harlow? Always, originally?
No.
You live there now?
No.
No.
Where were you living in Harlow?
We lived in Rundle.
Oh, fucking hell.
What's Rundles though? There's two Rundles.
Well, there's not. There's one Rundle, but they're both one side of the road. There's shit
No, there's
and
one
not
on the
quite
other
as
side.
shit. It's in Arlo. No matter where it is, it's next to a fucking roundabout. That's for sure. There's a lot of roundabouts in Arlo. And the reason for that is the bloke that designed it, Sir Frederick Gibbard, lovely man. When he was a young designer, he had them at the Harlow laid out on his living room floor, and his wife kept coming with a cup of coffee, putting it down on the mat. Fucking roundabout he once said, isn't it? Oh, my Fitbit just went off. I've just achieved my target. Thank you very much. Anyone else? Where's one? Right? Do you find yours goes off and you've reached your daily target at the most inappropriate times? Mine goes off, it's brilliant. Invariably, because it'd just be the way I lead my day. I sort of get up, I go for a big walk with the dogs on the beach, I do stuff. I've got mine set for 18,000 steps at the moment, so I've upped it. But yeah, I know, I'm on a diet, I'll tell you about it in a sec. But, so I've upped it, but invariably, mine goes off in the evenings when I'm walking to the fridge to get more wine. There we go. I am fit and healthy. But I've lost a couple of stones since November. I'm losing weight again. And thank you very much. I don't clap me, it's patronising. Especially when you're the only one doing it. But I rejoined Slimming World. Right? How many people have used Slimming World? Right? How many people have left Slimming World and now joined Slimming World again? Right? I've done it so many times now. I'm back. Because you join a new group every time. I ain't fucking going back. They'll know I'm a failure. And the one I'm in now, Margaret, right, and typical of most Slimming World groups, is for the fucking fattest person in the room. Right? And Margaret sits down and goes, "Oh, you'll love Slimming World. It's brilliant. You know you can eat a whole bag of pasta, but you won't want to. So I fucking beg to differ here, Margaret. You're fucking fine. I'm quite capable of polishing off a bag of fucking pasta." And you get massively competitive about the whole thing, right? And like you start weighing, right? I got a load of new clothes, pants and socks for Christmas from the kids, right? As we do. I started weighing them on the kitchen scale. Right, I'm going to weigh the fucking lightest ones for me weighing. And I can't wear these are too chunky, they're too heavy. I'm not wearing them. I think I'll go commando, right? And I've joined loads of times now. I'm experienced enough to know that when you do join, that first weigh-in, fucking loads of change in your pockets, your keys, and a couple of weight little divers bells, and they think, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking weigh myself down here. Where's my heaviest jeans?" And they first went to go, "You lost 11 pounds. It's fucking fantastic." I now know that you're supposed to wear that shit the second week, so on the third week, you win Slimmer of the fucking week. Yeah. And unfortunately, the prize for Slim of the Week is a big fucking basket of food. Brilliant. Excellent. I love it. And we was at one night, and then Margaret wasn't there 2 weeks ago, and they went, "Oh, right." And there was a woman won Slim of the Week, and she won Slim of the Week, and I shouldn't really have won. She lost 7 pounds because I shouldn't really have won Slim of the Week because I've had food poisoning. And you see everyone in the room going, "I wish I could have fucking food poisoning." And then I'm sitting at this thing, and she goes, "All right, what's your name?" I said, "It's John, I'm the only bloke there." And she goes, "All right, well, Margaret's not here because Margaret's been very ill. Margaret's had to go to hospital and have her appendix removed." And everyone went, "Oh shit." I went, "Yes, John." How much does an appendix weigh?" So anyway, we're going to have a little collection, have a little whip round, and we're going to send Margaret some roses. Yes, John. Whole box? No, the flower, not the sweet. No, right, yeah. Oh, that would make sense. I should have thought that through, really. Yeah. They're brilliant. I love my fucking Fitbit. It's like a digital watch as well. I was watching this documentary about sort of progress and sort of technological things and stuff like that. And this programme's amazing. And at the end of the programme, this bloke has been presenting it. He tried to sum it all up by saying, if you used to go up to Neil Armstrong, like on the moon, and give him a digital watch, he wouldn't have known what it was. And I was thinking, well, he's more likely to wonder what the fuck you were doing there. Right? That would have ruined it, wouldn't it? There's Armstrong over in the pub. Right, I've been working this for ages. Buzz, listen to this. This is a small step. Here, there's a bloke selling watches. And they were great as well. If you remember the very first digital watches come out, 2 lots. The very first ones, the red LED ones, you had to press the button to see what time was. It's great. You get one on Christmas, play with it on Boxing Day, the battery would run out, that was it. And the next day, the first liquid crystal ones had the light in the corner. So you know the time at night, you press the button, the little light would come on. But it wasn't very strong, little light. It's only been halfway across the watch. So you knew it was 7 something. God, it's 7 something, but fucking what? I'm going to make it brighter. I'll press it harder. You press it really hard. The battery on them, when they run out, they didn't go blank. They'd messed around for a laugh, wouldn't they? People would come up, have you got the time on you, please? Go, yeah, of course. 8:88. The ankle just clicked there. Do you hear my ankle click, sir? You heard it, yeah? I've had this bad ankle for ages. I went to the doctor about it. I said, I've got a really bad ankle. So you're going to have to stop wanking. I said, why? He said, well, I need to examine your ankle. I'll let you all into a little comedy secret here. Right, this is something you might want to bear in mind if you ever want to pursue a career in comedy. I mean, as a comic, you sit at home, you write stuff, right? You know, sometimes you wake up at night, it's very, very funny, and other times you just sit and write. And so, most comedians, when you think of some new stuff, there's different ways of remembering it, getting it into your psyche. Like some comedians write it out again and again, some record it and listen to it as they're driving along. Fucking weirdos, right? I tend to tell it. I think the quicker you tell it, the quicker it'll get into your thing. So when I wrote that joke, I was at home, there's only one person there, it's one of my kids. So I said, here Dylan, I've got a new joke, come here a minute, what is it? I said, I've got this joke. He said, it'd be rubbish. He said, it won't be rubbish, it's a good joke. And I've seen on telly your shit. Well, I fucking done that. He said, what's the joke? I said, I've got a really bad ankle. He said, well, what have you done? I said, I haven't got a bad ankle, Dylan. I'm just going to say I've got a bad ankle. I say it made a clicking noise. It hasn't. Some of the audience will just say, yes, I did hear it. It didn't fucking click, Sue, by the way. No, right? How it works. People are fucking weird, thanks for your help. Right? And so he said, well, your job's weird. I said, yes, it is weird. So he said, so I went to the doctors. He said, what one? The one at the bottom of the hill or the one where Nan lives? I went, again, Dylan, it's a hypothetical, doctor. Right? Didn't actually happen, didn't go to the doctor. I said, oh, all right, still weird job. I said, so the doctor said, you're going to have to stop picking your nose. He said, I changed it because he's a kid. He said, why? I said, so I can examine your ankle. He went, yeah, it's all right, it would be funnier if you said wanking. I'm not going to go, I'm just going to use this microphone stand, and I'm going to read something to you. I'll tell you while I'm doing this, I'll let you know. You all right, fella? You coming through? Sitting down? Standing, looking aimless? Moving, okay, I'll shut the fuck up. My doorbell broke on Tuesday, and I rang up the doorbell repair people, and they said they'd come round yesterday. And I waited in all day, nothing. Thanks. It's on my list of new jokes, along with all that Slimming World stuff. I wrote that on Tuesday. Yeah. It was all right. Yeah, it worked considerably. I sort of got some of it written on my hand in case I forgot, but I didn't. I fucking remembered all of it. So well done me. Yeah. I'm going to read this joke. I've got to put my glasses on. Anybody else here at that age? Glasses for reading, like fucking hate getting old. I went to Specsavers, this girl did my eye test, she said, oh, you're going to have to wear glasses. I said, okay, whatever. She said, have you ever thought about wearing contact lenses? I said, well, not really, because I only found out 8 seconds ago I need glasses. It's not been uppermost in my mind. I'll read this and I'm going to fuck off. Fuck off back to Ireland, because Mother's Day tomorrow, so I've got to pop and see my mum. I just do. Right. I know it's not, but a few of you went, fucking hell, it ain't, is it? Really fucking frightened you, didn't it? Yeah. Fucking hell. Ultimate sin, forgetting Mother's Day. Fucking hell. Yeah. Yeah, I wrote all that, so I was watching it. Do you watch much telly over Christmas? Did anyone see the 100 greatest television adverts? Right? I was watching that, I didn't know when to go and put the kettle on. I'll get around to this in a minute. Anyway, so I'm getting old, I fucking hate getting old. I was sitting at home one day, a couple of weeks ago, just sitting there one afternoon watching Tipping Point, and which was fucking great. I've only been watching Tipping Point this week. fucking tense, I can tell you. There was Monday, 4 ghost drops in a row, all of them were riders, it was fucking crazy. Tuesday, there's one bloke who didn't know when to press the fucking button, kept doing it on his way out. Of course he was fucking losing, twat. Find yourself getting angry about tipping point, it's not a fair place to be. Well, yeah, I'm sitting there, just me in the house, no one there, just on my own, out loud. I think I put the kettle on. Fucking sort of twat talks to himself like that. I was walking through my living room, on the floor I found a bit of fluff. I picked it up, looked at it, couldn't see it, put my fucking glasses on, went, oh there's a bit of fucking fluff, put it in my pocket. Fucking idiot. I've got, in my stocking at Christmas, I've got a selfie stick, right? And I thought this is good, I can use this for hitting other people who have got a selfie stick. Turns out it's actually fucking brilliant for reading text messages when you haven't got your glasses. I fucking hate getting old. I'm at that age. Well, I'm at that age as well. You know when you you get that little magazine that comes in with the Sunday supplements that sells shit, right? You start reading, thinking, fucking hell, that's an awesome lemon zester. I'm gonna have that and get a free trivet. I fell over last summer, but Martin knows this. I've spent the last year doing up a house that we bought, and I was in the garden. I fell over. I just fucking fell over. Nothing big about it. Merely fell over, and I overheard our youngest child. My eldest child's like in his 20s, a teacher in Sheffield. I overheard our youngest in the garden on the phone. He went, "Yeah, Dad had a fall." Had a fucking fall. I did not have a fucking fall. I fell over. It's the same thing. It is not the same fucking thing. Anyway, I'll read this to you because I got this when I was in Narge, and they give it away. And it's quite nice. It's not as local as here, but anyway, fortune strikes twice for Sharon.
Lucky Sharon.
You fucking find out. In fact, the first 2 words of the article are Lucky and Sharon.
I knew.
Right? Lucky Sharon Andrews of London Road, Thetford, had 2 strokes of luck this week. Firstly, on Monday, she won a staggering £100,000 on a National Lottery scratch card. Followed on Tuesday by a marriage proposal from her boyfriend, Bradley. A lucky girl, eh? God, her dream has come true. I'll hand you back to Martin. Is this monthly?
Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks, come back more often. Like genuinely, I've been doing this for some 30 odd years, and I've been all over the fucking world doing it. I love doing comedy, but little rooms like this are where comics enjoy themselves the most. So do come back. I'm going to go see my mother. Now, as I say, I've been all over the world doing this. And a few years ago, I was in Afghanistan entertaining the troops. I've done a lot of troops entertaining, and I got back. I didn't tell my mum I was going. I thought, I can't tell my mum I'm going to Afghanistan because she'll worry, and whatever. Even at my age, you get scared. And my mum has spent, like say, the last 30 odd years pretending to be interested in what I do. And I went round to see her, and she went, "Yeah, I ain't been away." I said, "Yes, Mum, I've been to Afghanistan." She went, "Really? What was you doing there?" I said, I was entertaining the troops. She said, "What, the British troops?" "No, the fucking Taliban." We have it in a cave. It's fucking brilliant. Right, I'll hand it back to Martin. Do come back to this more often. Take care. Thanks a lot for that.
Strong man, everyone! It was the Taliban. He told me in confidence. Good, well that brings us to the end of the comedy. We've got the karaoke, hang fire. Let me just do the admin and then you can sing your heart out. So we're here every 2 weeks. The next one is obviously going to be the 8th of February with another fantastic lineup, different acts, but equally as fantastic. Do like Hooma on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Hooma, Hooma, as in sense of humour, that's how you pronounce it in Norfolk. Wasn't expecting a round of applause, but that's thanks.
Thanks very much. Yeah, like us on Facebook. We've got loads going on in Norwich and obviously here and all around Norfolk. Leaves me to say thank you very much for coming. Round of applause for the acts this evening. We have Josh James, we have Jimmy Roniger, we have Nick Van Davis, we have John Mann, Abby Martin Westgate. If you enjoyed yourself, we've been here with Comedy Club at Swapham. If you haven't enjoyed yourself, we've been live at the Apollo. We'll start the karaoke very soon. I'll leave that bit to you. Thank you very much for coming. I hope to see you soon. Thanks. Good night.